見せてみろ、汝の力を。世界を救うに足るか。私が災禍を下してやろう。はっやっ我が剣を受けよ。これでしまいだ。バルキリーの名において真偽ニーベルン・バレスティ浄化せよ。バルキリー・アナトミア。
勝利の乙女には何人も触れてはならない。バルキリー・アナトミア。
Hey guys, it's Shark talking and I'm back for another video. This time I'll be talking about the two new characters that we can summon from the Divine Weapon banner. It's Valkyrie Alicia first and then Elle. Well, the two new characters kinda got released sooner than I expected. Especially Valkyrie Alicia, because Valkyrie Alicia is a popular character. They're kinda release popular characters when collaboration is ending, but this time the collaboration doesn't have a gacha character. A emote was made for free and you don't need to summon her orb because the game gave us the orb as well. In Japan, you had to summon the Mog Rod and trade the Mog Rod for a unique orb, so even if the character was free, you still had to use the gacha to get the unique orb and the Mog Rod. In our version of the game, the Mog Rod is free, the character is free, and her orb is free as well. So this is a good steps, and then they kind of had to release a popular character to sustain their Divine Weapon chances, okay? So well, let's start by clicking here and give a look on Valkyrie Alicia. She's the best of the bunch, it's obviously. And there's something here that is different from Japan. They give a buff to Valkyrie Alicia. She has now almost 50% increase in her attack. It's very high increase because, well, it will benefit from her passive skill that will give more attack. And she kind of competes with Creation Valkyrie now. Creation Valkyrie has almost the same values for attack. And she also got some buff on Mega Attack, but Mega Attack doesn't matter. And the physical defense and mag defense are pretty high and standard for this type of class. Okay, so she's a great sword user just like Creation Valkyrie, but she's from the Holy element, and two of her attacks are from the Holy element, and we'll give a look onto that. The first attack is called Cross Casting. It's a forward attack, and then it's a round impact that attack that launches the enemy, and then there's 3 high edge that is attack that moves the enemy to the ground. And only the last attack is from Holy, and if you compare these attacks to Common Alicia, you see that they are very similar to Common Alicia, and her attacks are very hard to miss unless the enemy is launched to sky high. And it's very good because she's a character that can be used in almost any content, so she combos well with most characters in the game as well. She also has the Nibelung Valesti. Nibelung Valesti is the same as all Valkyries, but has a special animation that kind of resembles the Valkyrie Apophio's media version of the game. And well, she also has very high number of hits. The first attack is 3 hits, the second is 5, and the last is 5. So total of 13 hits for a great sword character. It's very nice. Okay, so now let's just give a look on her character skill, and the first one is called True Valkyrie, and it greatly increases attack in portions of 8% per level. So it starts with 8% and finishes with 40%. It's very high increase, but standard for all characters that also has greatly increased on the name. Now I have Destiny Rain. Destiny Rain increases both attack and defense of all allies in the start of your turn. It's not stackable, it only increases on start of your turn, so it won't be affected by the buffs. But also, it affects everyone. It's very nice to have something like this, but the values are not that high to compensate this. All buffs that have the affects all characters are not that high, and the values start from 1% and goes up to 7% on level 5. So this is, I think this is probably her best ability because she is kind of a damage dealer but also a supporter. And we see that her last skill is called Goddess Potential, that it's from the blue color and increases the gauge on the start of your turn. It's kind of the same thing as hers, probably a little higher in value than hers. But still not something I would really want, but it's here, we have to accept. Her limited skill is called Destiny Command, and Destiny Command is one of the best limited skills in the game. It sacrifices 3 attacks to activate, and if you have 6 attacks with this character, it will barely make any importance. And she will heal and recover your characters from all status ailments. So she is a very supportive character in this regard. A lot of fights in this game have debuffs. You can just use her to heal all the status ailments that the boss can inflict to you. But the cooldown is 4, so maybe if the boss can inflict a lot of debuffs, you can bring Rebecca as well. Rebecca also has the same type of skill, but Rebecca won't heal, just will cure all status ailments. So that's why they both are also from Holly. They will be used together when you need it. Okay, so let's just give a look on her unique orb, and her unique orb is sadly from the blue color, and you can see here the blue color is the one that has the goddess potential. This is a trend. They always give unique orbs from the color that it's less desirable, so that kind of balances when the character, the player can get the unique orb. So by having the blue as one of the colors, you won't be able to max through Valkyrie and Destiny Ring at the same time. So you have to choose. I think you should focus on Destiny Ring first and through Valkyrie last. Okay. So now let's get back to the unique orb. She is an E-activate character that means that she's from the first generation. She gets 1000 attack mag and 500 defense and mag defense. And then we talk about Valkyrie Birth. Valkyrie Birth is her unique skill from the unique orb, and it greatly increases attack and damage dealt by holy attacks. The increase is 32% on attack and 40% on holy damage. The increase on holy damage is even higher, so that means that you need a great sword of the holy element to be used with this character, because you can get more damage by using holy, and also she has one of the best attacks of her is from the holy element as well. Okay, so Valkyrie Alicia is a very good character. I think one of the characters that will be used for a long time. She's safe to invest. She's still true-proof for quite some time. And the only competition is Valkyrie Alicia. Sorry, it's Creation Valkyrie. And Creation Valkyrie will stay a lot of time too, and they too use great swords, but they kind of focus on different elements. Creation Valkyrie will need to use ice great swords, and Valkyrie Alicia will need to use Holy great swords. They can use it together, or when content asks for Holy, use Valkyrie Alicia, and when content asks for Ice, use Creation Valkyrie. Okay, I recommend this character, but only if you can summon for it. Okay, we also got one-step summon, so those with lucky will have this character to use as well without even spending money. Okay, so now let's just give a look. Before I finish, we need to give a look that Valkyrie Alicia increases the character assist slot on the party assist, so you get one more character to equip as a sub help. It gives more status than a weapon assist. Okay, it's very important, and also she has the Omni party skill, so she has the best things to get. Omni is the best passive type of skill from party skill, and character assist is the best for party assist. Okay, she has the best things to add to her squad. And now we have Elle. Elle has tank part skill. Tank is not even good. We need clever for guards. And Elle is on a very strange ground here, because her status are from sword type user, because she is a sword type user but not a great sword user. Most tanks are from the great sword class, but well, she kind of compares to the character that was released alongside Marge. I'm not remember the name right now, but tries to be a tank by using small swords. But there's something here that you can look on her HP. Her HP is not even that high, because great sword users has way more HP, but sword fighters that don't have that much. Her attack is very high, is even higher than Hakuryu, you can see, and her physical and mag defense are above average but not high when compared to other characters. And well, let's just give a look on her attacks. She has 3 attacks, and her third attack is from the Holy element, just like Valkyrie Alicia, but she has way less hits. The Fast Gale has 3 hits, Shield Charge has 2 hits, and Savior Shine has 1 hit. You can see that the first 2 attacks are straightforward, and the last one tries to launch the enemy, but won't launch it very high. Okay, so her purification attack is physical damage to Holy. Using Holy, it's very standard. And now let's just give a look on her skills. The first one is called Port Religion, and increases attack and defense on the start of each of your turns. So this is stackable, and we will start with 6%, and we will end on 14% for increase on defense, and it starts on 3% and ends on 7% to increase on defense. But the max value that you can achieve is 56% on attack and 21% on defense. So now you can see that she kind of has more buff for attack than defense. This is strange because she tries to be a tank, and the defense can only get to 21% increase. It's not that high. Then she have Atonement Play, and Atonement Play will heal your HP when you guard an enemy attack, and it will also reduce damage taken. And the values here starts from 2 and ends on 10%, so it increases from 2% from each level, and probably the reduced damage taken is also in the same value. It doesn't have the information on the Japanese spreadsheet. And then we have 2 Oracle that deal increase the damage when using Holy Action skills. Well, using Holy Action skills means that even being a tank, she will have to use damage-oriented weapons. But then we have to talk about the Atonement Play. You see that it's from the purple color. The purple color is very common for guarders. And, well, she doesn't have one way to draw enemy attacks like Klaus have, like Arngreen have. And that's why she's not exactly a tank, a common tank. She's more like an offset tank that will work only when you're facing bosses that has AoE attacks. Because with AoE attacks, drawing attacks doesn't matter. It won't affect, it won't work. So Elle can still guard when your enemy is dealing AoE damage, but also there's a problem because we don't have any sword that has a very high guard chances. With a great sword we have Svalin, and Svalin can have up to 44% chances to guard. We can also use Clever to get it to up to 50% or something like that. And this won't happen with this girl. This girl won't have a very high chance on guarding because we don't have a very good weapon to use guard when it's from small swords. Okay, so now we need to talk about her limited skill. It's called Protection Shield, and it sacrifices 1 level of purification attack, and it will increase defense of all allies for 3 turns, and the cooldown is 5. We don't know the values here, but it will probably be around 10% because it's always a value for limited skills. Okay, so this is, you can see here, the first and best skill is purple, Atonement Play, and then the second best skill is the green one. I also forgot to say that through Oracle, increase in holy damage is only up to 7%. It will barely make any difference. So just focus on green and purple. Then we need to check her unique orb, and well, she's on E-activate character, just like just like Valkyrie Alicia. And also she has the unique skill called Mind Holy, the greater increase attack and damage dealt by holy attacks. It's the same skill as Valkyrie Alicia. The difference here are the values. And Elle has 40% increase to mind to attack and 24% increase to holy damage. I don't remember if I talk about this on Valkyrie Alicia. Valkyrie Alicia increase is higher. Valkyrie Alicia increase is 32% to attack and 40% to holy damage. So that equals 72% increase in damage, and Elle has 64% because it's 40% for attack and 24% for holy damage. But they are kind of the same. The difference here is that Elle has more buff for attack and Valkyrie Alicia has more buff for holy damage. They are different here. Okay, so you still need to use a holy sword with Elle, but you can use others if you have a sword with a very high chance to guard. So we need to talk about the party skill from Elle. It's tank, and Elle also gives weapon assist on the party assist. So it's very vastly inferior to Valkyrie Alicia. Valkyrie Alicia is the only character that really matters on this banner because Elle is way too situational. I don't think she will be using on too many battles, okay? So kind of that's it, guys. I won't be able playing with these characters because I can't summon them. You can test them by just going here on the event itself. We have testing ground in Memories of Time. The first stage is called New Character Experience Quest. You can test these characters here. And I noticed something here is that Valkyrie Alicia is using her unique sword called Grenzel. And Grenzel deals 6 extreme amount of damage, but I kind of tested it, seems to be the same as Severe, okay? That's it. I hope you enjoyed the ride. Please subscribe if you haven't. I'm still on my way trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. And we see each other on the next video. Bye.